Hi, this is CCM6 Evaluating Formulas. Here are the steps to evaluating formulas. First, locate the formula being used. So you'll be given a word problem and embedded inside the word problem will be a formula. Locate that. 2, ask yourself, what am I given and what am I trying to find out? So in some cases they'll give you information and you need to use that information to find something else. 3, substitute the given values into the formula. 4, evaluate using order of operations. It may also say simplify using order of operations. And number 5, check to make sure that you are answering the question that is being asked. That's very important. So go back and check to make sure you answer the question fully. Here are our example problems. Number 1 says evaluate. The formula used to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius is C equals 5 parentheses F minus 32 and parentheses divided by 9. We need to convert 77 degrees Fahrenheit 2 degrees in Celsius. So first, here's that formula that I was talking about. They give it to us. I need to convert Fahrenheit, which they give me, to Celsius, which is C in this case. So I'm going to substitute using the formula. C equals 5 times the quantity of F was Fahrenheit, and it's telling me that instead of F, I'm going to use the number 77. Take away 32, close my parentheses, and then that will, whatever that is, will be divided by 9 at the end. So now we're going to solve using order of operations. Parentheses first, 77 divided by 32 is 45. I'm sorry, 77 take away 32 is 45. And then bring down everything else. Remember, when a number is right next to a parenthesis, that automatically means times. Even though there's no operation symbol between them, it automatically means to multiply. So using order of operations, I've got multiplication and division left over. I do whatever comes first from the left to the right because multiplication and division are of equal priority in this case. So multiply 45 times 5 is 225. And then that divided by 9. And if you have a calculator, use a calculator. If you don't, use long division. In this case, it's 25. And then make sure I'm answering the question being asked. I'm converting it to degrees Celsius, so I need to make sure my units are listed. Let's do another one. Find the total area of a rectangular tile using the formula A equals LW with the length of 6 inches and the width of 8 inches. So locate my formula. What am I being asked? I need to find the total area, so I'm finding A. They give me length and width. So now I'm going to substitute 6 for L and 8 for W, and now solve using order of operations. There's just one operation, multiplication. Therefore, my answer is 48, and my units were inches, and it's area, so I square it. Easy enough. Why don't you try the next two by yourself? Push pause on the video, try them on your paper. When you're ready, push play, and then I'll walk you through it. Alright, so I'm finding the volume of a cubical packing box using the formula V equals S to the third power, or S cubed, if the side length is 2 feet. So S is 2, so instead of S, I'm going to write the number 2, and I'm going to cube it. That means 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So this is 8 feet, and the units are actually cubed when we talk about volume. Miss Lee wants to make a rectangular garden. The length is 8 feet and the width is 7 feet. Use the formula P equals 2L plus 2W to find the perimeter. So I'm using this formula. They give me L, they give me W. So now I just need to insert and evaluate. You can use whatever operation symbol you want to represent multiplication. You can use a dot. I choose parentheses. So this 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 7 is 14. 16 plus 14 is 30 exactly, and it's in feet. That's my answer. I hope you got these two as your answer. Let's try one more together. Number 5, the speed limit on Highway 85 increased from 55 to 65 miles per hour. How much time will be saved on a 100-mile trip? Here's my hint, my formula. Distance equals rate times time. Well, let me check and see what I've got. I've got the number 85, but that's just describing the highway, so I don't need that number. I've got 2 rates. I've got my first rate, I'll call it rate 1, which is 55 miles per hour, and rate 2, 65, which is also miles per hour. And then I've got a distance. In both situations, I'm going 100 miles. So I'm going to have to evaluate these 2 scenarios separately. So I've really got 2 problems in one. So I'm going to do D equals RT for number 1, or situation 1. Distance was 100. Rate was 55 for the first scenario. T, I don't know what T stood for. I need to use inverse operations. So in this case, to find T, because of how much time will be saved, I need to divide both sides by 55. I chose to divide both sides by 55 so I can get a coefficient of 1 here. What I do to one side, I need to do to the other. At this point, I would pick up my calculator and type in 100 divided by 55. And that would tell me T is equal to about 1.82 hours. Because if this is in miles per hour, and we've gone 100 miles, the only unit left is hours. Miles for every hour. I've used miles. I've used miles per hour. So this is hours left over. That's situation 1. Situation 2 was the fact that our speed ramped up to 65 miles an hour. So I'm still going the same distance. My rate has changed to 65. I still don't know T in scenario number 2. I'm going to do the same thing by dividing both sides of my equation by 65 to get coefficient of 1 for T, because I want to know how long this trip is. At this point, I pick up my calculator. 100 divided by 65 is 1.54 hours. So the second trip takes less time because I'm going faster. Did I answer the question yet? Well, I'm looking for how much time will be saved. To figure that out, I'm actually going to subtract these 2 times because I'm looking for just one increment of time. So 1.82, which was my first scenario, take away 1.54, my second scenario, gives me 0.28 hours. That's how much time will be saved on this trip, going faster. It didn't ask me how many minutes, so I'm going to leave my answer in this decimal form. Okay, that's what you need to know about evaluating formulas.